It's Tuesday with your first place Chicago Bears. We got a good show for you today. Baldy is here. He's going to join us. We got a lot to talk about. Updates on Aaron Rodgers. And since it is Tuesday, we got your quarterback report card as well. It all starts right now on CHGO. Welcome in to the CHGO Bears Podcast on an amazing Tuesday. Let's brace for that Aaron Rodgers character. We are proudly presented by our friends at Bet365. It is never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app, use the code CHGO365, and you get $150 in bonus bets when you deposit $10 and place that first bet for $5. Adam Hoge, Greg Braggs, Brian Baldinger on the way, and apparently so is Aaron Rodgers, even though I guess Mike Tomlin's going to play this coy for the rest of the week and not commit, but it sure sounds like he's going to be playing on Sunday.
We'll see. We'll see. It wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't, and he's just, going to keep the Bears on their toes all week.
Ooh, the old keep the Bears on their toes.
Rodgers always wants to be in, the media spotlight and the headline of the story, so will he or won't he play? I still think it's 50-50. We'll see.
The update today, for those that might not have heard, is that he does not need surgery on that wrist. It's just a matter of, wrapping it up in a way where he can avoid further injury. And Tomlin also said the pain tolerance really won't be an issue. So I think it really just comes down to, do they think he can, hurt it more, and which would then risk the rest of their season, because they are still in the mix of.
I'm sure Brian Baldinger played through broken wrists, no problem.
That's true. Why don't we bring in the legend, our friend, our pal, our NFL guru from the NFL Network and everywhere else. Damn it, you see him everywhere. Of course, right here on CHGO. Baldy, thank you for making time as always, my friend. Good to see you.
Yeah, thank you. Good to be with you guys, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, good to see you, Baldy.
Thank you.
Why don't you just tell us, Baldy? Aaron's playing, right? We don't have to think about this all week long. He's not gonna lose out on a final opportunity to play the Bears at Soldier Field. That is not that dude's ego. He's playing.
Yeah. He owns the Bears. I don't know. There's a lot of football to be played. I don't know, if it's a fracture. I don't know if it's a sprain, a fracture. I'm sure that if he can put a soft cast on it and just protect it, that he'll definitely play. But he has a hard time protecting himself right now, just with his movement and things like that. So, but I would plan for him to be out there. I would put it that way.
Baldy is a competitor. The history here. He owns the Bears. He said as much. He's doing the discount double checks all over Soldier Field throughout all the years. His record is unbelievable. Yeah.
We beat him 5 times. I hate him with every fiber of my being.
I get it.
If you're a Bears player right now, would you prefer to play him this week, or are you like, it's not the end of the world if he doesn't play?
I think if you're Kevin Byard, Montez Sweat, some of these guys been around the block for a while, played a long time in this league. They like to see the best, brings the best out of them. Nothing against Mason Rudolph. He ran the offense just fine. Now, it helped that they scored, 2 defensive touchdowns, to really help the offense out that has struggled for much of the year. So, I don't think they would mind having to see Aaron out there and go beat the best. They want to make the playoffs this year and keep this winning streak alive. And if they can beat Aaron Rodgers while they're doing it, that just gives you more confidence that you go up against an elite quarterback that has all kinds of experience. Forget about the record against the Bears. These guys don't know that. They weren't here when he was playing. But, but at the same time, I always feel better after you beat and help, especially defensively if you beat a really good player.
Yeah, I think ideally, if you're telling me the Bears are going to win no matter what, you want to play Aaron Rodgers for a multitude of reasons, whether it's the history or, the Bears, this current team climbing the ladder and, beating a respectable quarterback in Rodgers. My concern is, how do they get to the quarterback? Because last week they had 0 sacks on J.J. McCarthy. Came close a couple times. I know Grady Jarrett was making a little bit of noise. But this pass rush, man, it is a lot left to be desired.
It's not their strength. I mean, they have 15 interceptions, though. Like, nobody's close to him, and so he still puts some up there. Now, look, they probably would like to play J.J. McCarthy every week. He's going to give them 2. Aaron doesn't play like that. But pass rush is it's important. Don't get me wrong, it's important. But they're still getting the turnovers. They're still getting the takeaways, like at a record rate right now. So they're getting some kind of pressure. The quarterbacks aren't seeing things clearly, with as many fumbles that they've caused and recovered and interceptions that they have. I mean, Kevin Byard is just playing zone coverage. I mean, he's got instincts. But, for him to have 5 interceptions at the stage of his career, like he's still trusting his eyes and his instincts to get in these passing lanes. And, Edmonds is doing the same thing. And, Nashon has been really good at the right corner. So, whether they get the pass rush or not, I feel like, Pittsburgh, heck, they throw to the tight ends and the running backs. They'll take a shot to DK. But honestly, the ball goes to checkdowns in most of the games that they've played this year. And they let those guys just kind of dink and dunk down the field.
Well, yeah, a lot's changed since we were talking Bears offense last year. A lot. I feel like I'm in football heaven watching this offense at times. They're just lining up. They're mashing guys. They're just like the touchdown, Carman guy's touchdown on Sunday, just the way the tight end pins down, they pull over the guard and the other tight end, and just the hole just opens up. What Ben Johnson's doing, it's just so fun to watch. And as much as he gets like kind of credited for, new school ideas or whatever, like there's a lot of old school smash mouth football in his offense. How much fun are you having watching the Bears offense when you're breaking down film every week?
I'm having fun, but I tell you what's amazing is in a passing league, and they still throw it more than they run it, but they bounce it up pretty good. I think maybe the Rams, I mean, I don't look at these stats like some people do, but maybe the Rams play more under center than Caleb, maybe. But he's under center more than as much as any quarterback in this league. And so he's either handing off from there or play action pass. Nobody does play action more than what Ben Johnson is calling. And I like that personally. I like it. They play with 2 backs. They'll put a tight end in the backfield and have a lead back. It's good because they never get far away from the run. And it doesn't really matter right now whether it's DeAndre or whether it's Monangai. It doesn't matter. Like they're going to run the football. And then Caleb is just special. I mean, you can't get that guy off his feet. And last year I looked it up. After 10 games last year, he was sacked 41 times. He's been sacked 16 times so far this year. Like that number is just completely gone away. It's on the low end of the business right now. And some of that is Caleb just getting better and getting the ball out on time, hitting his back foot and throwing it. And then some of it is his ability just to escape. Dallas Turner had him wrapped up last week. Somehow he got out of it like a Houdini type back. But I do like the offense. I like it. I think you're going to see, I think there's plays for Luther Burden. He should catch the ball when they throw it to him. I believe he could do that consistently. Dropped one last week that was, inexcusable. But and I think Loveland is coming on. And so, I think there's a lot more to go. Now, that being said, there's 7 wins all against teams with losing records. They're going to see some teams here, coming up that at least Baltimore had a losing record when they lost to them. But so they're going to see better teams coming down the stretch right now.
To piggyback off your observation of under center, I do got to give a shout out to our guy Shane Marceau, who does shows with me on Monday nights. He gave me the stat last night saying, who has the 4th most passing yards for a quarterback under center in the NFL? That's Caleb Williams. And this was a guy to talk about this idea. This was a guy that people said he couldn't play under center, that's something he had never done, and it wasn't something he was going to be comfortable doing. And Ben Johnson just seems to be force feeding him, get comfortable being uncomfortable, and let's see what you got.
Well, I think that might be part of it. But, I mean, Ben Johnson has been coaching him hard. I mean, just being out at Hallis Hall this summer, like, he coaches everybody hard, and he's very demanding. And there's a way that he wants things done, and there's a reason why. And I think Caleb is smart. He understands the benefit of being under center, both in the run game and what he gets off the play action pass game to let some of these routes develop down the field, to get the ball down the field to Rome and to DJ and the guys. Like, it takes time to run these routes, and it's better, and it times up better off 7-step drops in play action to get the ball down the field and get your chunk plays. And they keep getting them, and it's not going to slow down. And so I give Caleb credit, but I think he's smart enough to know that there's a lot of benefit to playing under center, and it's not always just about being comfortable or being able to see, both sides of the defense from the shotgun position. I think, even last week, I mean, Minnesota knew he was going to be in play action a bunch. That's why they kept blitzing off the edges, coming at him. And more teams are going to do that rather than blitzing up the middle, because sometimes he doesn't see it, but he does feel it and he does escape it.
Baldy, how do you size up the NFC North right now? If you look at the gambling markets, the Bears are still behind the Packers and the Lions in people's estimation as far as making the playoffs. And yes, to your point, and to what everybody knows as far as the record is, the Bears haven't beaten any good teams yet. No teams over 500. Do you look at the Bears as the third team in the North, or do you look at it as more of a coin flip?
I don't think they're the third team. I mean, they're at least. I mean, Detroit on a good day is the best team, but the Eagles just completely shut them down. And we've seen that happen a couple times. Cleveland did the same thing. So. I feel like on a good day, when they're healthy, like they're still the team to beat, even though they're a little flawed defensively with all the injuries. But I think Chicago's right there with Green Bay as the second best team. I mean, Green Bay could have easily lost that game to the Giants on Sunday afternoon in New York. I mean, you watch that game. I mean, if the receiver runs the route at the end the right way, maybe Jameis doesn't throw an interception, he throws a touchdown. But regardless, they got back in the winning ways. But I think Chicago is every bit the team that Green Bay is. They might not have some of the star power, Micah Parsons and some of this stuff, but but from a coaching standpoint and game planning standpoint, I think Ben knows how to coach in those games right now.
How about the quarterbacks? It's interesting to look at these quarterbacks because they're all a little different. Sometimes we get a little bit too much recency bias. But, Jared Goff coming off the tough game the other night against Vic Fangio, obviously his accomplishments, we know what they are. Jordan Love's been a little bit inconsistent here. J.J. McCarthy's going through his struggles, and obviously Caleb's developing. How do you stack up the quarterbacks in the division right now?
Well, I think Caleb's the most talented by far. And so, but that doesn't mean he's the best. I mean, Jared Goff has proven, what he has been able to do consistently. I think, Ben Johnson was on this call with us. He would say the same thing. But, he just has 10 years of experience too. So, but I feel like Caleb is ascending and he keeps getting better. And so these games are going to get bigger. His last interception was to Nate Wiggins in the fourth quarter against Baltimore. And most corners can't run a 4.25 like Wiggins does. And, he undercut the ball. But he's taking care of the football, and he's still taking shots down the field. So I feel like the best football is in front of Caleb right now. And this offense, I think it's the best football is in front of him, regardless of who they play. So I like the way Ben game plans. I like the style of runs that he has and how he runs the ball. So I feel like, this is going to be a good stretch run for Chicago, everybody in the division right now. But I feel like Detroit can be vulnerable, and so they'll see him next week, and that should be fun.
Baldy, we know these coaches, especially season to season, steal so much from each other. That's why we see these trends in football. But even within a season, we see adjustments. We see things. Where I'm going with this is because I'm sure you're when you're watching the Rams, you've seen this. Sean McVay is doing something remarkable. I don't know if the average fan is aware of this. He's running 13 personnel with 3 tight ends on the field at an insane amount, and it's working. And I've noticed the last couple of weeks, and certainly on Sunday in the Bears game, all of a sudden I'm looking at the snap counts the next morning, and I'm like, how are all these tight ends playing so much? The Bears are running a lot of 13. So I'm wondering if Ben's seeing this and doing it because Sean's doing it, and he's noticing this trend and how it's working.
Sean's copying Ben. Come on.
You think Sean's copying Ben? Okay, but just Baldy.
No. I've been tracking it. I've seen it. I've done some breakdowns in the Rams office. They actually dress 4 tight ends. Terrence Ferguson is also a part of it, and he's like, he can be a game wrecker. Like, he's just getting better and better. But Davis Allen is their lead blocker, and Colby Parkinson can kind of do it all. And Higbee's been their guy when they were in 11 personnel. He's been there a long time in the offense. But they play 4. But what happens is when you see the 3 tight ends at the end of the line of scrimmage, and you'll see it in Chicago, what it does is it makes the defense defend another gap. So every defense is a gap defense. So you got your A gap, you got your B gap, you got your C gap, right? And then when you get 2 or 3 tight ends to a side or an extra tackle and 2 tight ends, like a lot of teams are doing, Philadelphia will do it, it forces the defense to defend one more gap. And so are you doing that with a defensive tackle, with a safety? Like, how are you defending that gap? And so, and then if you overdo it, teams are running weak away from it. And they're getting a numbers advantage to the weak side. So the offense is trying to gain a numbers advantage. The defense is trying to counter it. And it's and so it's really effective in the run game, but it's also good, especially if your tight ends like Chicago with Komet and Loveland are good receivers. And you can do like everybody's running this tight end delay now. You block, and then you leak out late. And you can just get the defense to expand, especially if they're in zone coverage, and you can just get easy completions and good games underneath. They did it to Loveland last week. And so that's part of the reasons why we're going to see a lot more of that down the stretch. And it's pretty much the good offenses right now are running 2 and 3 tight end sets a big majority of the time.
At Baldy NFL on Twitter, and the Baldy breakdowns are the greatest thing on Twitter, outside a couple of your tweets, Greg. Those are amazing too.
Thank you.
But you underline the Bears' physicality, Baldy, and how much you like it, and you picked out one Monungai touchdown run. You see Komet coming through and just hat on hat. And I talked about it, the other day, that the Bears are just so much more physical this year than they were, and that started all the way back in training camp. When you, off the top of your head, when you look at the Bears O-line compared to what else is out there and what you see of the way they're playing, like, do you think this is like a top 10, top 5 unit?
I would say they're somewhere around 10, top 10. I mean, Thuney makes such a difference. He's just such a great player. I mean, in so many different ways, the subtle things he does. But I mean, obviously, the right tackle is playing really good football. And, he's probably, in Ben Johnson's eye, he can be, I don't think he's as talented as Penei Sewell, but in his eyes, you're starting to see him on some of these pin and pulls and toss cracks, and he's getting down the field. He's staying on his feet. He used to kind of have like some bad balance, but he's staying on his feet. I feel like in the run game, Theo is a really good player in the run game. He struggles some in pass protection, but he's just got to keep working at it. He'll figure it out because he's a great athlete. He's always on his feet. You never see the guy on the ground. And it's one of the reasons why they put him out there. And so, you go up against Dallas Turner. He's he's a first round pick out there. He's going to give up some ground, some little pass rush there. Some guys are beating him, but he's battling though. And I would say at this point, they're a top 10. And, everybody is looking to get that tough yard, to convert on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. You see Baltimore use Mark Andrews in a play that he's evolved, from a tush push. But I like when Chicago can just line up and knock people off the ball and just run it in. It's Walter Payton back there, just go knock somebody off the ball. So, you got Hilgenberg and, all Mark Bortz and some of my, good friends out there, the way they used to do it. I feel like that's still the best method if you could do it that way.
You can mention any 85 Bear.
You're speaking Carm's language
whenever you want to come on here, it's totally fine. And by the way, I realize how kind of ridiculous that question is, too. Are they a top 5 or top 10 offensive line from where they came from last year? To even be able to ask that question seems absurd. But, I mean, you underline it and you're looking at it like the Bears are playing physical up front, man.
Yeah, it's across the board, too. I mean, you're the tight ends, as you guys mentioned, they've been physical all year long. And you got Ozzie Trapillo even getting out there, getting reps, smashing people. It's a lot of fun, and I know Chicago Bears fans are enjoying it. My final thing for you, as we skip, just to get a little bit of a skip-ahead scouting report on what's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles. They're one of the best teams in football, but if you follow some of their local coverage, it doesn't feels like there's a lot of trouble in paradise. I heard Seth Joyner making comments about, what's going on with Jalen Hurts behind the scenes. As we look ahead here, these next 2 games, what do we expect as the Bears take on the Eagles on Black Friday next week? Because as great as they are, it seems like there's some things on the underbelly going on there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 13 miles away from NovaCare. Like, I hear everything. I try not to listen to it just the way Jalen Hurts doesn't really listen to it. All he does is win games, and so he's been the Super Bowl MVP, and he's been to 2 of them. He really doesn't care. He's not going to turn the ball over. He's not throwing the ball. Like, routes on timing and against zone looks, he's not throwing into tight windows. He's not. He's going to hold it. The offense line that takes a hit with losing Lane Johnson, a big hit. But Fred Johnson's okay out there. But, yeah, I mean, he's not going to pull the trigger if he thinks the ball could be deflected, tipped, intercepted. He might throw a 50-50 ball down the field where he feels like Devontae or AJ could go get it. He'll do that, and he's pretty good at that. Pretty good deep ball thrower, period. But he'll run it. He'll take a sack. He'll throw it away. But he's not going to turn the ball over. He's got 1 interception the whole year. I think 1 fumble. Like, he's just going to take care of the football and win games. And everybody else is going to keep chirping because the offense, honestly, if I sit here and watch their offense, like, not only does it put me to sleep, it irritating. Like, there's nothing fun about it. They don't do anything particularly well. But their defense is so good, and they're so good. So, like, it's like the 85 Bears. Like, okay, well, we got McMahon. Maybe he'll make a throw down the field, and maybe Sweetness will bust a couple, and we'll win 13-10. And Jalen's okay with that.
Yeah. Who's the best team in the NFC in your opinion?
I lost your sound.
Who's the best team in the NFC in your opinion?
I think the Rams are. I think the Rams, just the way that they play, they don't have a weakness. And unless the quarterback, gets shelled for whatever reason, like the way his decision-making and what they can do and how they do it and how they game plan, it's pretty special. So I feel like the Rams, they should have beaten the Eagles in Philadelphia. Had 2 field goals blocked in the last quarter of the game, but they would have beaten them there that day. But make no excuses. That's just a really solid team, well built. They draft and they develop, and they don't miss. They've got 6 defensive linemen they've drafted over the last 3 years, and they are all on the field, and they're all good players.
Baldy, you're the best.
Just like the Bears.
Okay. I look forward to it. I can't wait to watch this week's game. Should be fun.
Should be a good one.
With or without Aaron.
Yeah. Schedule's getting tougher. We'll see how the Bears handle it. Baldy, we'll talk to you again soon. Okay. Always great talking. If we don't talk to you before Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving, and enjoy the football.
Try to enjoy your
best,
turkey.
Baldy.
All right, guys. Take care. Good seeing you.
Before we take a break, though, you know what, Carm? Enough of the 85 Bears. We're talking 25 Bears.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
How about that?
Yeah.
25 Bears.
Yeah.
No, we love the 85 Bears.
Hey, listen, I
standing ovation.
They're releasing the documentary on
The Shuffle.
HBO.
The Shuffle.
The Shuffle on Thanksgiving for the 85 Bears. And really, it's past time because we haven't had a documentary about the 85 Bears, and
I know
we need
It's
one.
been like 5 years since the last one.
If we haven't had 12 documentaries about the 85 Bears, then we're gonna get one.
Are you gonna watch it?
You're a Bears fan. You have no choice. But like,
You have a choice.
I mean, I have a hard time believing we're gonna hear any stories that haven't been told 14 times over. But shout out to the Shuffle. Can't wait to watch it. But we can talk about Michael Jordan for the rest of my life.
Bring back the Last Dance. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back. We have the QB report coming up and a little bit more on, obviously, this weekend's game. But first, with the Bet365 early payout offer, you are a winner if your team goes up by 17 points, like the Cowboys did last night. I was looking at the app, and it changed. It said that they put the Cowboys up there like, we're paying out. Already paying out. Instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections.
Bulls go up 17 last night.
I think they were just shy of 17, but also that does not apply to basketball. This is a football situation.
Thank you for that clarification. Yeah. Shout out CHGO Bulls. Shout out Bet365.
This is why we're here. Download the app. Use code CHGO365 when you sign up. And they always got you covered Thursday nights with a $10 safety net bet, $365, $1,000 jackpot on Sundays, and 50% super profit boost token on same game parlays on Monday night. Breaking news from Bet365. New customers now get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5. Win or lose. Sign up. Use code CHGO365. Deposit 10. Place a bet for $5. You'll get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, players, props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it is never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 plus. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER in-app only.
That's right. And after you've made your money with our friends over at Bet365, hit up the GameTime app because they're giving the advantage back to the fans. It is the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. I always go to GameTime, whether I'm going to concerts, games, whatever. GameTime has it for you. Their fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay, and the GameTime guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the very best price. So take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with GameTime. Download the GameTime app, create an account, and use code CHGO for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. That's Tap, Ticket, Go. Download the GameTime app today.
Alrighty. Thank you to Baldy for being on. So gracious with his time to hang out with us in the middle of a 7-3 Chicago Bears football season. Hoge, I know you got a special thing coming up for everybody. You want to tease it a little bit? You want to give a little preview on your Hard Caleb work that you did that's super exciting?
No, because as we discussed while you, I don't know where you just went during that break, but we have about a 2-minute segment here, and then we're going to break again, and then we're going to do the quarterback grade. So we're going to spend these 2 minutes giving...
Well, it's perfect. It's a perfect opportunity for you just to tease what's coming up, and then we could have been done.
Grades are coming up.
Or as we waste more and more of these 2 minutes, and I've already teased the grades, we're going to just say goodbye to Jake Moody real quick.
No.
Who was signed by the Commanders, and it's kind of warning people of this, that when you're on the practice squad, you can always be signed to another team's active roster. Now, you don't have to sign. It's not like the Commanders just claim you and you have to go sign there. But if you're a competitive athlete and another team wants to put you on their 53-man roster and make you the starter, you're going to do that. So Jake Moody, with all the talk about Cairo and Greg firing Cairo in the middle of the game the other day, Jake Moody is no longer with the Chicago Bears. Your thoughts, Greg?
I don't love it. I mean, I guess it is what it is at this point. You're going to ride it out with Cairo the rest of the year, and I still have yet to find a Bears fan that can look me straight in the face and tell me they trust when Cairo Santos lines up for a kick. All the credit to him. He knocked that kick through to win the game, and we're very grateful for that. But I still don't trust this guy. I hate saying that. I hate projecting here forward for some big game, big moment when we need a kick. No one just happened last week. So maybe I'll give him a little bit of a benefit of the doubt here, but I still do not feel comfortable at all when Cairo Santos lines up for a kick. I don't care if it's 54 yards or 45 yards. There's just something about him that makes me uneasy. And you can show me the stats on how good he's been on 50-plus yards. You can show me the stats on how accurate he's been. He ain't Robbie Gold, guys. I don't care if his stats technically say he's better. I trusted Robbie. I don't trust this guy. I hate saying that. He's a Bear, and I want to put my full support behind Cairo, but he just does not give me confidence.
I mean, first of all, let's just give Jake Moody his moment in time. The dude came in here, went 8 for 9, won the Commanders game. And when the Bears win the Super Bowl, I think that he actually should get a playoff share. What do you think? Playoff share for Moody. Wouldn't be here without the Moody. Put us on good mood Moody. Guy earned himself an extra little paycheck. Thoughts?
When it comes to Cairo,
you don't think he earned it? You don't think that he earned a little piece of the playoff pie?
I mean, he got him.
He won him a game.
He won him a game. So and that might be the difference between them making the playoffs and not.
If you were a Bears player and you had to vote on Moody getting
if you really want to have a serious discussion about that, if the Bears win the Super Bowl, Jake Moody will get a ring. Yes, that's not even a debate. That's how that works.
When they go, but how about if you're a player? What percentage would you give him? Guy was here.
Percentage of what?
Percentage of the. Don't they vote on playoff shares?
Yeah, if you play in the games, if you're on the team, that's called your paycheck for working that week. No, you do not get a paycheck for being on the Commanders during the playoffs.
They vote on in baseball. They vote on playoff money. The players vote on what percentage.
Oh, I don't know how. Okay,
maybe they do that.
I don't know if you are familiar with the Bears, but they don't usually make the playoffs, so I don't really know how that works.
That's the forwards. This is the 2025 Bears. You guys told me to lean into 2025.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I listen. I trust Cairo if we're having that conversation. I know Greg doesn't, despite the fact that he's.
You don't trust him. I don't even believe that.
He's the most accurate kicker in Bears history.
I think two things can be true. If you're a little uneasy with Cairo right now, I don't blame you. On the other hand, in the year of 2025 that we're in, the Bears have won at Lambeau Field on a walk-off field goal from Cairo Santos. They have won at U.S. Bank Stadium against another rival on the road in a loud environment on a walk-off field goal from Cairo Santos. So I also think the panic, and I'm not saying you did this by any means, Greg, but if anybody's trying to tell me that this is like Cody Parkey in 2018 where the warning signs are there, I don't think it's anywhere near the same thing at all.
Would you would have cut Cairo and kept Moody?
Yeah.
See, I think that's I know the risk with that is I got to be honest with you. I don't know what you're basing that off of, because Moody came in one game.
It's a gut feeling.
I mean, Moody came in. Guess who also missed a kick that game?
Right. It was raining.
It was literally the same game.
It was raining that game.
He kicked it in the back of the head of the guy. I don't care if it was raining.
I'm just saying it was tough elements. So I grade those kicks a lot tougher than if it wasn't raining.
I'm just saying that. To me,
I'm not disagreeing.
That would have been bolder than what the Bears did, which was a mistake when they cut Robbie Gould and moved on from him. I think this would have been bolder to do that and be like, no, we're riding with Moody because the Commanders want him off our practice squad.
I get it, because Moody has been inconsistent in his career. I get that. But then my point goes back to the offseason. You knew who Cairo Santos was before the season started, and they should have looked for an upgrade at that position. There are too many kickers out here now, that you don't think about it when they line up, and they can be drilling 60-yard kicks.
Okay, name those guys, though. I mean, I'm going to be serious. I think there's really only three.
I don't have to name kickers because they're not supposed to be named. They just knock them through the uprights. It's like everybody across the league. Before, it used to just be Turner from Baltimore. That was like the only Tucker. I'm sorry,
who's out of the league
exactly
right now.
Right. Well, for different reasons. But I'm just saying, it used to just be Tucker that could hit those kicks. Now everybody hits. It's like it's a norm across the league. Yeah. Cairo's the only guy. It feels like I watch all the other games. These guys, it does not feel as uneasy as it does with Cairo. I get it, man. I get it's reactionary, but Cody was only here for that 1 year, right?
Yeah, thank you. I'm Gary Ross. Maybe in the first time in the history of the world, we are agreeing on this. He said Brandon Aubrey and Cam Little are the only ones. I agree. I think it's like two kickers in the league right now.
Doesn't feel like
that
it.
You genuinely feel like this is 100% going to go in every single time. I think Cairo Santos is with the majority of the rest of the league. We're like, yeah, this is pretty good, but anything can happen here.
I'll throw one more guy in there that we're actually going to see this week. That's Chris Boswell.
Okay.
He's been booming them from 50.
There's one kicker.
But are we talking about length or
both?
Or
both. He's been accurate. And
I'm talking about and to your point with Tucker, when Justin Tucker was before everything that happened off the field, when he's lining up, that dude was drilling them. Not just it was like if you had squeezed the uprights to 5 feet apart, he was drilling them right down the middle every single time. That is a kicker where you feel completely confident.
All right, Hoge, Mr. Kicker. There's one kicker in the NFL who's perfect with more than 20 attempts. Do you know who it is?
Perfect?
Perfect. Hasn't missed. That includes That includes 6 for 6 from 50 plus and 8 for 8 from 40 to 49.
I got to guess.
Go ahead.
Is it Jason Myers?
It is not. This guy's got a Bear connection.
Is it Eddie Pinheiro?
It is.
Yeah.
So that's your one kicker that's perfect. All right. Now, what stat matters the most to you, by the way? 50 plus makes? Is that what matters the most? The top of the
Cairo
league.
Santos is good at, by the way.
Top of the league, 8 for 8. Chase McLaughlin, the Bucks. All right. Chris Boswell is 7 for 8. We're playing this week. 50 plus. So where does Cairo rank in 50 plus? Tied for 18th, 5 for 7.
See, to be honest, and we need a break, but I actually consider I want my kicker to be perfect from the 40s, which is to your point where I'm not sitting here saying Cairo is perfect and that you should feel 100% confident, because I'm with you. Like, he missed that 45-yarder. You got to make that.
Right.
It's the NFL. You got to make that kick. I feel like the 50s and beyond are more of a bonus. You know, that's a little bit more coin flippy when you're kicking from that deep. It's the if I could drop my perfect kicker, I just want to know that when I'm on that fringe range, we're talking 45 to like 49-yard field goals, my guy's going to make
He
it.
barely made that game winner against Minnesota. You know, I give him the credit for it. He knocked it through.
I also don't think the whole
And I know there was the hold and stuff that operationally it wasn't perfect. But that one didn't feel great coming off the foot. I just, whatever. I mean, we're riding with him, so it's a moot point. And I'm not.
Tops from the 40s. Sorry, excuse me. Tops from the 40s. 9 for 9. He's 23 at 24 from extra points. I see everybody banging on Pinheiro for the extra points, which is fair. He has missed 4. 9 for 9. 23 at 24 from extra points. And we have not named them, I don't think.
Just say it.
Steven.
We got a break.
Riley Patterson. The P-Dog. Dolphins. Kickers.
Even I'm like, that's enough kicker conversation. When we come back, we'll talk about the quarterback. Caleb Williams got your quarterback grades from this week's game against the Vikings. But first, winter is almost here, but it's already cold enough that your furnace is running. And you might be asking, is the home up for the challenge? The heating?
Good question.
Mine is, because I called 4 Seasons.
Woof.
You can call 4 Seasons for a lot of different reasons. If you got a plumbing emergency, call 4 Seasons. Electrical emergency, call 4 Seasons. If you need a hot water tank installed today.
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, today.
Yes.
Okay, well, call 4 Seasons. Now's the time to schedule your 4 Seasons furnace tune-up. 4 Seasons, they're guaranteeing same-day installation for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, and generator needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. 4 Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric has been serving Chicagoland for over 50 years. Your trusted local experts are 4 Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Visit 4seasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's 4seasonsheatingcooling.com.
And a shout out to our friend Senorita, the THC Margarita. It's full flavor, and the rewriting the rules for happy hour is going on right here. It's crafted by wine industry experts. Senorita blends the real fruit juice, the organic Mexican agave, and a hint of pink salt for the award-winning taste. Hoge brags. Get involved. 5 or 10 milligrams of fast-acting THC. Every little sip just delivers a smooth social buzz without the hangover. And, of course, it's perfect for a tailgate. See you on Sunday. Come on out. Let's celebrate before the game. Game day on the couch is good, too. Or anytime you're craving something delicious. Try it now. Use the QR code on the screen or in the episode notes. 20% off your first order with the code CHGO. Again, scan that QR code, but you can buy it at retailers like Binny's or order with DoorDash. You have to be 21 or older. Please enjoy responsibly. Hit the like button for Kickers. Hit the like button for Baldy. Hit the like button for Braggs, just for being the amazing Braggs that he is. And now you can hit the like button for Hoge, who did the deep dive on the QB as we get the Adam Hoge QB grades, which we've been waiting for all week, damn it. So what do you got there, buddy?
Yeah, so the headline is I actually came out of the film room with feeling pretty good about Caleb's game against the Minnesota Vikings. I said it on the post-game show. The numbers didn't seem great. It really felt like I it felt like he played better than what the numbers suggested. I didn't want to like make any grand conclusions on the post game. So now that we're a couple of days removed, gone through it, I think he played pretty well. So as we do this for 2 weeks in a row, and I've actually been keeping track of this for 4 weeks in a row now, and we'll keep it going the rest of the season. We take a look at Caleb's report card. We'll start with the accuracy. And so, I basically his accuracy score came out to 76.9 in this game. He had 18 accurate throws, 4 that I still considered catchable, and then only 4 that I graded as actually inaccurate. That includes the 2 deep balls on the first 2 third downs, of course. But from that point on, there was only a couple other throws that I really had any issue with. So accuracy could still be a little bit better, but all in all, when you consider those first 2 third downs, he was pretty much way off on those deep balls. I thought he was pretty good the rest of the way. His decisions, I actually, believe it or not, thought he was better with his decision making this week against the Minnesota Vikings than I was a week ago against the Giants, when we came out of that being like, yeah, he made a lot of crazy plays and he deserves a positive grade on this play, but yeah, you also missed your check down, or also, yeah, you had this guy open, you probably should have thrown it. So there's a difference there. And this week I thought his decision making was pretty good. I had 22 plays where he made a good decision, 4 check downs in there. I only counted 4 bad decisions throughout that actually marked down as bad.
Now, were those bad decisions of where he chose to throw the football, or bad decisions because he bailed out of the pocket too soon?
Break down the bad.
Yeah, so, okay, one of them was play action, incomplete to DeAndre Swift after he spun out of the pocket. I thought there's a chance he spun out a little too early on that one. I thought he could have maybe hung in there. I think it was DJ Moore coming across the middle maybe. Now, that's 50-50. I'm not going to blame him for spinning it out and trying to make a play. But then after that, he had the little flip over the top to DeAndre, and he completely missed him. So that was, to me, maybe questionable on the bad decision, but also not accurate. After you spun out, you still had the opportunity to hit him, and you didn't. There was another play later in the game where he had DJ Moore on a deep end. He never looked there, and then he misfired to the corner to Rome Odunze instead. So, again, that was a play where I didn't like the decision, and I thought he was inaccurate with once he made the decision, he did. The sack he took, it was only -1 yard, which was good, but his check down was open. So, to me, that was a sack that he didn't have to make on that one. That was the first of the 2 sacks. The second sack, no problem there. Immediate pressure was given up by Jonah Jackson on that play. He had nowhere to throw the ball. There were no checkdowns available. And then the last one where I gave him a bad decision, I thought he waited way too long to throw the ball away after scrambling and took an unnecessary hit. And I just think that that's another area where he could tighten things up and not take so many hits. Those are going to start to add up. But other than that, as you made me focus on the negative.
I was just curious. I mean, because like when we did the post-game show, we were all kind of trying to figure out, was he bailing out of the pocket too soon? Was he running and scrambling too much?
I think there was like 2 instances where I probably would have said that.
And that's what I'm saying. Like from the first half to the second half, also when you consider how many times Brian Flores dialed up the blitz, I think it was 78% of dropbacks that Brian Flores dialed up the blitz on. I thought Caleb got much better as the game went along.
By the way, there were 4 incomplete passes, and this is why I do this, because we can just go off of, his completion percentage and that goal, which Carm brought to my attention yesterday. I stopped looking at it. It's 59%, which is not good. But 3 more drops in this game, 5 last week that I counted. That's 8 in 2 weeks. This is why I'm doing this, and I'm looking at actually how accurate are you? What decisions are you making? Are they good or bad decisions? There were 4 incompletions in this game that I actually gave him a positive grade on. So the 3 drops, they were, good throws, and then there was another, I don't have it off the top of my head, but there was another play where the ball was incomplete, and I thought he made a great decision and still got a positive grade. So in terms of the overall grade, while it might not have looked as good as last week, to the naked eye, as it did against the Giants. And, Steven, this is where we can bring up the last 4 games. I only had him a tick below where he was last week against the Giants. Against the Ravens, he was a 5, Bengals 11, Giants 10, Vikings 9. And to translate that for you, that is basically just a cumulative of, +1, -1, +2, -2. Those, did you do good on this play? Did you do bad? And that's the cumulative, so it came out to 9. So it was only a tick below. If that sounds confusing, let me simplify it. I think Caleb Williams is playing pretty good football right now. I think the last 3 weeks have been really good. Is there still stuff to clean up in the offense? Sure. Is there still a few things that he can do better? Yeah, but he needs more help from his wide receivers. And I brought this up the other day, man. Like, we were talking about this group being among the best wide receiver groups in football. I realized it was a tight window throw to Rome Odunze in the end zone, and there was a safety coming over, and he might have gotten hit. Catch the ball, man. It was a tight window. Caleb could not have put that – when I saw the end zone angle, Caleb could not have put that ball anywhere else with any different velocity. If he underthrows that a little bit, then it might be picked off. He had to rip it. It's there. You're in the end zone. Make a play for your guy. You know what I mean? So, like, there's some of these plays that there's not a lot of guys that can make that throw, and you got top 10 picks out there or highly paid wide receivers in DJ Moore's case. Stop dropping the ball. Catch it. Make some plays for this guy because, to me right now, he's playing at a pretty high level, and his development over the last 3 weeks has been pretty good for me.
So what I liked most on Sunday to me was just I loved him in the huddle. He looked very in control. He's loud in there. He's screaming. He's looking at guys. Just his sideline demeanor in general. The emotions have been out, which I've actually enjoyed. I think, shout out Case Keenum and the way he's bringing out whatever he's bringing out there, or just coaching him up in the moment. So I think a lot of that's looked good. And yes, you want to say anything? Well, as the chat has mentioned, November 18th, 2001, Caleb Williams entered the world. So today, he is 24 years old.
So he gets a game ball.
Game ball.
Well,
Birthday.
His birthday. Game
Birthday
ball.
ball.
Birthday ball.
He gets a birthday ball, and he also, are you going to sing happy birthday to him, or are you going to leave it to me?
No, I'm going to hit the break like our producer asked us to. We could do it on the other side. But first,
listen, guys, growing up, one of my favorite hobbies was collecting cards. I used to love to go to the card shop down the street from my house. Me and my buddy Kyle would spend hours in there looking for the most rare Michael Jordan cards we could possibly find. And that's what's great about Arena Club. These guys are bringing trading cards back in style. They're leveling up your collection, and they are giving you those original slab packs that bring the thrill of ripping packs combined with the power to buy, sell, and trade all in one place. These guys, you think about that traditional trading card cycle. You buy the box, you rip it open, pull the valuable cards, then send them off for grading. Weeks later, you might finally get them back. Well, Arena Club has flipped the entire cycle on its head. What used to take weeks now happens in minutes. You can make good money off these cards instantly. So right now you can get 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/CHGO and make sure you use the code CHGO.
And new vehicles are in store at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This is your chance to score a great deal at the Black Friday sales event. Head to Ray CDJR on Route 12 today to choose from their huge inventory of new Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram vehicles. Right now, you can get 0% financing for 60 months on all new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L models. That's what I drive. Got the third row for the kids. It is clutch. Or you can get up to $10,000 off MSRP. That's right, $10,000. Plus, you can shop over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. They're always going to give you the raised price promise so that you know what we're talking about here. The price you see, the price you hear is the price that you pay. So don't miss out on the Black Friday sales event for huge savings on new models. For more information, visit Ray CDJR today on Route 12 in Fox Lake or online at raycdjr.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. So,
Happy.
No. I'm only singing this if you can play Happy Birthday on the harmonica.
Okay, so I'm playing it. You're singing it.
If you can do it. Otherwise, I'm not.
I just did it. I had a great start.
Birthday. Happy birthday. No.
This is bad.
That part was kind of there.
I'm working on it. Listen, happy birthday to Caleb. You want to do should we get a Hans Galeva? Camp Nebagamon, the greatest song ever in birthday history.
You can do that, yeah.
Well,
also, Greg, you don't have to chat to the chat. You're on the show. You can just talk to them.
Me and Guy are going to go 10 rounds, maybe 12. No. What? I'm sorry I checked out for the harmonica segment of the program.
I like Mace Dog. He's joking.
I mean, we could just do the Braggs Guy Finley battle on the air.
You know what? I think you should have Guy Finley. You should add him to your Monday Night After Dark show too.
Yes, that's fun.
Hanska Leva, Hanska Caleb, Hanska second year looking good. Drop back, throw right, fine Roma Dunze. Drop back, throw right, fine Roma Dunze. DJ Moore to look at the tide, and Cole Kmet started to look good. Playoffs, you see the playoffs. No one think they could do it. You bonded with Case Keenum. You and Ben are really cute.
Can I go back to the chat?
You and Ben. Hanske Caleb. Ladies and gentlemen, that was maybe my best song ever. Don't care what any of you say. But I know a lot of you loved it.
My time was better spent arguing with
I
Guy
agree.
Finley.
You go back to I agree. You can go back to all right.
Also, as Cornell Bryant mentions, no song.
No
But
problem.
Joe Tooney's birthday is also today.
Great point.
Joe Tooney and Caleb on the same birthday. Do you think they go to dinner together?
I mean, the Joe Tooney
Birthday dinner?
disrespect on this show is I'm tired of it.
Wait, what?
There's no Joe Tooney disrespect on this program.
Well, there is because
I just said top 10 NFL offensive line to the great Brian Baldinger, led by Joe Tooney.
First of all, Joe Tooney is older than Caleb, and
So?
and don't take this the wrong way because Caleb's gonna be great, but right now Joe Tooney's a better player than Caleb. Okay, so his birthday should be mentioned first. Is my point.
And I would never.
And you just sang the worst song of all time.
It's actually really good.
I would never challenge the great Brian Baldinger, but when you asked him, Carm, if the Bears' offensive line is top 10 or top 5 in the league, they're definitely top 10. They're definitely top 10. And if anything, you could make an argument they're top 5. Adam Johns was sharing some of these stats here earlier today. The Bears rank second in rushing offense with 146.6 yards per game, which the majority of that output started after the bye. Like that's impressive. I mean, when you look at the sack percentage for Caleb Williams, he ranks 7th, 4.69. That's offense. That's an offensive line stat. They're 9th in points scored in the league. You know, and then when you look at the explosive plays, we talked about that a million times over the last few weeks. You know, that's an offensive line that's given a quarterback time to throw. So, you know, and obviously Caleb does a lot on his own volition to give himself time to throw. But at the same time, this offensive line they've got, I'm not monitoring that closely all 32 other teams, but the Bears offensive line is definitely fringe top 5. There's no way they're not with these kind of stats.
How many Pro Bowlers are on that offensive line right now?
These guys were having a conversation with
two-ish.
Scarpelli about this.
I'm confident it's 2.
I think
it might be 3.
Darnell Wright,
Who's the third?
Joe Tooney, and Jonah Jackson starting to push, I think.
He's got a case, but I don't know if he'll get there.
Drew Dahlman has a case as well.
Yeah.
I think Jonah has a better case than Drew at this point. Jonah's been playing really good football the last few weeks.
Shout out Jonah.
But I think Darnell Wright's a lock, and Joe Tooney's a lock.
Can we just getting into that? Can we lean into some stats that some are good, some are not so good that I think that people might a little bit be spacing on? Do you realize, Gregory? Because I know you do, but you might have forgotten. The Chicago Bears right now, since the bye week, week 5, all right, went in the bye. The Bears are averaging, Steven, 404 net yards per game, all right? 176 on the ground, the rest through the air. Number 1 in the NFL since the bye, man. Remember the beginning of the season, we're going to start out slow, we're going to get in the bye, we're going to see where we're at, we're going to make adjustments.
Change your left tackle.
Change your left tackle. Come out of the bye, number one in the NFL. Guy Finley catching strays on this stat. I think that's a significantly good stat. Hoge?
Yeah, I would say that being number 1 in something is good.
Number 1 in something.
I mean, that's groundbreaking.
Thank you
analysis.
This was good, though. This is good research.
Thank you for confirming.
I haven't heard anybody else bring this up. I haven't heard anybody else bring this up.
I went through the game notes. What do you think? I'm making them? I didn't.
I'm not saying you make it up. I was just wondering where you got it from.
I'll give Carmen's credit. I haven't heard anybody else bring this up. I'm sure it'll be a segment on some other network here. No time.
Coming up at 5 o'clock tonight.
Well, one that I did do on my very own, just looking at the stats, because I was looking at the defensive stats, and just, we all know the Bears aren't getting to the quarterback on their a ton. But it did jump out at me. The Bears are being led in sacks by Montez Sweat with 5.5, which is, I guess, good that Sweat's at the top of it. You like a little bit more. He's played better. That's fine, I suppose. You want more. Gervon Dexter Sr., you're second at 4. That's also, I guess, kind of fine. You'd want more. I think Big Dex, there's hopefully another level for him. But number 3 on the Bears in sacks is C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who's been here for 8 seconds, and he's got 3. So that means C.J. Gardner-Johnson with 3 has more sacks than Domrob, 1.5, Tremaine Edmonds, 1. Dio, injured, 1. Chris Williams, 1. Booker, 1. A lot of these guys have been hurt, but it's just kind of amazing that your number 3 guy on the team in sacks is C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Shout out C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Dennis Allen for the way they've dialed him up in a very brief time. By the way, he also started out, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, his first week here, Carm notes, he played 59% of the snaps, I want to say, and then that zoomed to 99 and 100. Dude's just been, they talk about a midseason acquisition off the scrap heap that has made a huge impact. That dude has been big time.
Yep, it was big pickup. Yeah, it is shocking how bad this pass rush has been at times. I mean, to Baldy's point, the way they've generated turnovers. I mean, Grady Jarrett is directly involved in that interception Kevin Byard got against the Vikings. So I think we've got to start keeping an open mind to looking at that part of the equation. I can remember being at the Raiders game. That happened a couple times on interceptions off Geno Smith, that there was pass rush generated that didn't get home but affected the throw. So Grady Jarrett, I think, kind of coming alive here in this last game is encouraging because they need all the help they can get on that front because
but
like it's not enough.
But here, people keep asking this question, like, are the Bears good? You just number 1 in yards since the bye week is a pretty good indication. John's had this tweet a little while ago. Okay.
He's pulling a Braggs here.
What?
I read these stats.
All of them? No, you read some of them. You did not read all of them.
No.
You did not go through all
You pulled a half of Braggs.
Yeah, but this is why I want. But you also didn't give credit to our coworker.
Actually, I did.
You did.
Now you officially
You
pulled
did.
Braggs.
Okay.
See, you tried to weasel your way out.
Wow.
How the turntables.
I will say, I'll half admit, I heard you read a couple of the stats. You did not go through all 8.
Right.
I did not hear you mention John's.
I did.
You mentioned John's.
So that part I will admit.
I always give credit
Yeah.
where credit is due.
Are you done, or is there more?
I don't know if you want me to.
This is a good chance to remind everyone that if you use promo code JOHNS, ALLCHGO.com, you can become a diehard right now for only $36.
Get a free T-shirt in the door.
When we come back on the top of the hour, you can hear the rest of these amazing stats from John's.
That's
you
true.
got to use the code JAHNS if I spelled that correctly, and you get $36 for the year. Use the QR code on your screen, and then you can hang out in the Discord and hear Guy Finley give you the company line for the Chicago Bears every day of the week.
Discord's amazing. Guy Finley does a great job in there. We're having a lot of conversations. Yesterday, Guy Finley actually taught me about proper eye maintenance in Discord, which was, I really thank you, Guy Finley, for that. Which was
eye maintenance?
Yes, because
What the hell does that mean?
Well, he said he missed the show yesterday, but Carm, if you just wore your glasses on the train, then you wouldn't have lost your glasses. And I'm like, oh, I like to when I don't need my glasses, I like to take them off to maintain my eyes. And then Guy Finley told me just to eat carrots and that wearing glasses doesn't hurt your eyes. And thank you, Guy Finley.
Become a diehard and whatnot.
So all this is available for you, in addition to the fact that you'll get a discount on the tailgate this Sunday, which is going to be awesome with the Steelers coming in. I think we're going to have a special guest at that tailgate too.
So John's stats of the day.
No. I'm protesting now.
No, you're not.
No, I am.
You're not gonna pout.
Because what I was about to do was give Steven a nice short to work with for the rest of his day, but now I'm not going to do it.
That's a good pout. I like a pout every now and then because
what I am going to do instead, since we hit overtime, was we have a new Steven/Hoge investigation.
I have one more stat that I want to give, but go ahead.
Yeah. Oh. So, I was going to ask Greg if he could even name the bottle, but okay, it's okay. So
what bottle?
Is this bottle it is the Pat Norton stash or not?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. So you may have heard reference a couple post-game shows of a secret bottle of Four Roses, or as Greg calls it, Angel's Roses.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple. So I have not been privy to where this bottle is,
You
or
never will.
even exist. Well, except for the fact that I just took those photos of that bottle, so I have found.
Thought
said
maybe
bottle.
it was out in the wilderness.
No. I happened to open the right cabinet at the right time just before this show started today. I was looking for a top because I didn't want to pull a Carm. I could not find a top for this cup of coffee I had going here. Instead, I found that Four Roses bottle, which, if we could put that back up, phenomenal photography, by the way.
Small batch, good stuff here.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good-looking bottle. But if you look at the photo on the right,
there's a little shot in there.
that isn't even a quarter of a shot.
Baby shot.
Did you?
I did not.
If it's one thing to finish off a bottle that's not yours,
Wasn't
it's
me.
even worse to leave that much left.
That was not me. I had a few weeks ago. I had drinks out of that bottle, and it was mostly
A few drinks.
and it was mostly full at that point. I haven't seen that bottle since. For the watch
Does
long.
Patrick Norton know that his whiskey has been stolen?
No, he's the one that told me I could have some drinks out of it a few weeks. Now it's just kind of been a running bit.
I see.
Well, whoever left 3 drops in that bottle.
And it can't be
That's-
Norton
that
because
is
he
effed
hasn't
up.
been in the studio for like a month. So it's somebody else around here.
Who
Could it be?
Who could it be now?
All right. Well, if you guys took a
I'm
picture,
gonna bet Jim.
you took a
Oh,
wow.
Sales guy Jim. Seems like a Jim thing to do.
sales guy Jim
Sales guy Jim.
missing the Hawks game tonight. He was supposed to go to.
You also, yeah. Okay. One more stat that I want to give before I forget, Hoge. If I can unlock my computer. There you go, Carm. Good job. I did not know this, and it goes along with the whole whiskey thing because that's a big-time deal right there. Elite whiskey. This is an elite
I
stat.
like at Call Me Taste says there's a psychopath in the building.
The Bears' offense, Hoge, which is still developing, right? Halfway there to where they could get to.
Okay.
You want to say that? I think that's fair. The Bears' offense has 82 big plays this year. What's a big play?
Over
10.
20-yard pass, over 10-yard rush.
Over a 20-yard pass, over a 10-yard rush. That is the most by any team in the NFL through the first 11 weeks of the season. There is no team in the rest of the NFL that has more explosive plays, a run of 10 or a pass of 20 yards than the Chicago Bears.
Right.
That stat is crazy.
Is that the first time you've heard that stat? I mean, I'm being
Do
serious.
you remember when I brought
We've done that, I feel like, every day for the last
I've been
4
getting
weeks.
yelled at because I said it like 4 times on the post.
We had a VOD on it, too. Yeah,
that stat that we said before, but was never said as defiantly,
Well,
as
remember when we-
demonstrably as I said it there.
Demonstrably?
You guys.
It's a tough word.
See.
Tough word.
I mean,
It's like cumulative. That's a tough word.
but I said it.
I was worrying when you said it.
I said it after you said it after. You might have said it after 10 weeks, after 9 weeks, after
Well,
8 weeks.
remember
I
we
said
brought-
it after 11 weeks, which is more weeks. So
Well, remember
mine,
when we brought the graphic from Marcus Mosher on that
That
showed
was
that
a
he
month ago?
updates it every week.
I remember
Yeah.
that moment. I remember the Mosier moment.
He's been updating it every week, and it just keeps extending for the Bears.
Yeah, I think I follow Marcus now because we did that on the show.
Yeah.
It's a big move for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I bring it up. See, now you're pulling a Braggs. Carm. See, Hogue pulled a Braggs earlier. Turn Snako 96 in the chat. Braggs brings it up every show multiple times. People are like telling me. I saw in the post game somebody was like, "Braggs, quit saying this over and over." I'm sorry. This has never happened in my life. It's kind of shocking. So I'm going to continue to say it just as all week. Any thought I have, I'm going to say the Bears are in first place because that hasn't happened since 2018.
Right.
And this whole explosive offense thing has never happened in my life, nor did I ever think it would happen in my life. And so I'm going to continue to say it over and over and over.
Also, they keep dropping more explosive plays. They should have more. They keep dropping them.
For the record,
Well, that's where, to what you were about to say. And so if you're not going to take the short because you wanted to pout, I'll say it. And when people say the Bears a good team or a bad team, I'm stealing the short. This is an interception. Are the Bears a good team? No, they're not. And that should scare the living daylights out of every single one of you because the Bears are the most explosive offense in football. The Bears are second in the league in rushing. The Bears are on the come up, and every one of you Vikings, Packers, and Lions fans watching a bad team be in first place, and despite all of that, knowing that there are greener grass ahead, we're coming for you, and I hope you're ready. Are they a good team yet? No, but the day they are, you're in trouble.
Good job, Kyle Brandt.
If you do,
that was.
if
You got the shirt on.
Got the Brandt
the whole
shirt.
thing.
Yeah, the Manungai shirt. Got the Angry Run shirt out. Look at this thing.
If you do that as a
Sweet
short,
shirt.
Steven, just put pom-poms on the side. Just add a little bit of this. It'll make it even better.
And I'm
I think I want to do like a
It's the
rivalry
truth.
short now. Like,
It's the
Hogue, you do
truth.
your take, and I take whichever one's better.
Go ahead, do yours.
All right, yeah, do yours now. Okay. Oh, see, he's stealing the John stats for his shorts. That's cheating.
This is good.
Although I did cite one of John's stats in my short.
You did. Well, I'll credit it in the short. I don't care. I don't care.
Don't do that.
All right. The next time, 3, 2, 1. The next time somebody asks you if the Chicago Bears are a good team, just read off these stats, courtesy of our guy, Adam Johns. The Bears rank second in rushing offense. The Bears rank first in takeaways. The Bears rank first in interceptions. The Bears rank first in turnover differential. The Bears rank second in defensive third down percentage. The Bears rank 9th in points scored. The Bears rank second in 10-plus yard plays and 5th in 20-plus yard plays. Caleb Williams ranks 7th in sack percentage. You don't do all of those things if you're a bad team. The Bears are a good team.
All right, you're up,
Boy.
Carm.
Well, Carmen's going to do one too?
Sure, why not?
All right.
You ready? 3, 2, 1.
Well, that was just horrible energy. That's
My shorts
awful.
are my shorts are the best shorts. Everybody knows this. 3, 2, 1. Are the Bears a good team? Of course they're a good team. You know what's happening with the Bears? They're starting to actually hit you in the mouth like it's old school 1985 Adam Hoge. That's right. Keith Van Horn, are you actually Jonah Jackson? I think you might be. And you know what else I like about the Bears right now? I like the fact that there's this guy. Let me think about. Oh yeah, his name is Ben Johnson, the greatest head coach that the Bears have ever had. That's right, Mike Ditka. I'm coming right at you. You have a leader at the top step of the dugout, if this was baseball, that we've never seen before, an emerging quarterback, an offensive line that's coming together, and don't forget, a team that is also getting healthy. Can't wait to see you, Jalen Johnson. Can't wait to see you, Kyler Gordon. And I don't care if they've beaten the worst teams in the NFL to get to this point. Pittsburgh, you're up next, and then Green Bay, we see you twice. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I did put a poll. Who has
you
the
beat me
best
to it.
short.
I went in there to do the same thing.
Yeah, I already got you. And you know what? As the unbiased guy that I am, I voted Hoge. I thought Hoge's short was better.
I mean, well, here's what we can definitely agree on. Carms was by far the worst.
Carms was the worst.
I mean, it was
That's
way
not
too
a
long.
debate.
It was way too long.
And then he did that like voice inflection at the beginning. Like
I thought mine was the best, as I always think mine's the best because I am the best.
You started off okay, but then you turned towards Hoge and you referenced
Yeah,
Hoge. You
no,
kind of
it-
threw the short off
honestly,
there.
it wasn't my greatest performance ever, but, it's still, I had the most juice. I like this hat, too. It's a good hat. By the way,
I think
Kev,
Hoge's was the best.
This hat says
So,
R.I.P.
Steven, I think his is the one that we green light. Hoge's was the best. Shout out to Johns. You shouldn't have credited. You should have just stole it from him. Then that could have been something you talk about on Hoge.
By the way, we could have done that. Johns has a great offensive line story coming out. Actually, you know what? I don't know if it's great yet. I haven't read it. He just sent it to me.
it might not be great.
So I'm going to be...
That's a great tease there.
Speaking of...
I'm going to be editing it when the show's over. I'm
Okay.
going to read through. I don't even want to call it editing. He doesn't need editing. He's the GOAT. But I do, he has these big pieces. Usually Pat and I read through them. I'm very excited about it because he's been working on it for a while. It's on the offensive line.
Okay.
And Ben Johnson's basically the stuff that gets me geeked up and fired up. The O-line, what Ben Johnson's doing, how much he loves his offensive linemen.
Sweet.
So use that code JOHNS, JAHNS. Great time to sign up. You'll get that $36 Die Hard offer. That story's coming out Wednesday, which means our insider analysis column, which has been coming out every Wednesday morning, we're going to push that to Thursday this week just to let his bigger and better story breathe a little bit.
Speaking of...
Put that on your calendar.
Yep. It's appointment viewing, become a diehard and whatnot, and then you can get exclusive access to that content.
People are
QR
asking
code.
Steven for a short.
It's interesting.
You want to sit here? I'll sit there.
That's a lot of pressure.
Speaking of stolen valor, I'll sit there because you don't know what you're doing behind that computer. Speaking of stolen valor, did you see Courtney Cronin stole the snap counts from Fishbane?
Oh,
that?
snap.
Sitting next to him at the airport. Why they had to fly from Minnesota, I don't know, but I guess they flew.
Yeah,
That
you
too
fly
far?
from Minnesota.
Yeah, you fly? Okay.
I mean, it
Big
depends.
flex.
If you're going on a family trip, like if we're going for Christmas, we'll drive.
Cronin's battle
But
with
if
the
you're
guy
just going
that-
up there for a game,
But Cronin was sitting next to Fishbane in the airport and stole his snap count. That stole, and then it
What do
was
you mean
like-
she stole it? Like she tweeted it first?
Right, and then she put kind of egged him on, I'm because I know this will upset Fishbane. Those are his snap counts, whether you guys like it or not.
I support it.
Steven, you getting over
Cronin's
here?
A lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. That's why I messed up.
I almost said worthless. I was gonna go. I was trying to say ruthless.
I honestly, the Cronin last week against the guy that retired was amazing. That was amazing.
One of these days I'll be healthy. It's not today though, guys.
All right, Steven. You're sitting
tons of pressure.
You're sitting in the flat chair that's always extra
No,
heated.
no, that's the bonus chair over there.
Oh, that's the bonus chair. Okay, you got
Sweet.
the good chair.
Sweet. I can mute Carm's mic.
Oh, you
Bam.
like that?
Just like that.
Great power.
Like that. With great power. With great power comes great responsibility. Finley, you're on notice too. Go ahead, Steven.
Oh, God, don't ban
Something
Finley.
about Steven.
Also, you got to do the...
Steven looks like Captain America before he was Captain America.
Who said that? Are you saying that? Are you saying that?
Yeah, I don't know. Something about...
I look like Captain... The scrawny... I'm going to change my short to an arm wrestling match against Hoge right now.
Oh, I'll lose. For
I
you.
know you will.
I will lose.
You are definitely cruising for a bruising there.
On my camera.
See, now he looks like Captain America. Now we're rolling.
We good?
We're ready.
All right, shut up, Carman. I'm going to try to do a short.
He's muted. Don't worry.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Are the Chicago Bears lucky or are they good? Why can't they be both? At 7-3, the Chicago Bears are in first place, the latest in the season they've been since 2018. Playoffs? Why not? Caleb Williams looks like the franchise quarterback we've been hoping and praying he would be. So the Chicago Bears, lucky, good, all of it. I screwed up at the end there. It was going all right.
You were rolling.
I was
bro.
doing okay. I was doing. It's not bad for not sitting in this chair ever, and then also not being ready for a short
Dude,
golf.
you had started so good.
It was
there.
okay, and then I just
Let him
dropped
go.
the
He's
ball.
rolling.
Shut up, Carm.
He's still muted. Nobody can hear him. I'm not.
He is still
He's
muted.
staying muted.
All right, we got to get to Super Chats and end the show, though, because I believe Blackhawks is up, right?
Oh, no. No, they have a game tonight.
Oh, okay.
All right,
should
super.
know
You're
that.
gonna
Chloe's
finish
not
the show?
here.
Yeah, I'll finish the show. I mean, maybe. It's kind of dangerous. I haven't been over here in a while.
Okay, super chat. Joseph Sangiovanni. What a great name. We got the Swiss francs coming in. 10 Swiss francs. It's my favorite of the francs. Cairo has been a good kicker, not great. Accurate within his zone, but now that we have moved into the future with proper coaching, let's get a leg to boom kicks. I don't think we can rule that out in the future, but my point is I just think it would have been insane to just roll with Jake Moody the rest of the season. Dark City, I don't know why I can't say 2004, but Dark City 2004. $2 Cairo's gritty was disturbing.
That's the one that I
tough.
wouldn't even say it's disturbing. That was the one thing I loved about what Cairo did.
You like the gritty?
I thought it was hilarious. Not just the gritty, he did the
Like the
skull.
little- yeah, exactly.
He did the he was mocking the skull.
That's badass. I like that. He's got some swagger to him.
Yeah, he is a good crap talker. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear.
It's past the hour.
Also,
Figure.
crap talker's not swearing.
I understand that. I was going to say
He
that
was going to say shit talker. If
Is he
I'm
still muted?
Muted or not.
you're not.
Oh,
I
thanks.
unmuted you, but
Thank you
you're
so
on
much.
you're on thin ice.
Nutella happens. This is like Carm's worst nightmare, by the way.
Right,
Okay.
producing for him.
Nutella happens. Let's get out of here. $10. Thank you, Nutella. Feel like people talk about under center versus shotgun more and more each week. Any chance we can get a breakdown of pros and cons of each and why Ben might want Caleb more under center as he just took away the super chats on the right side of the screen for whatever reason. I think to mess
I
up.
saw what happened there.
He did sabotage you.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, we can go into a deeper discussion about that someday. But the biggest, most obvious thing is play action works better under center, and I prefer runs under center too, versus shotgun runs. So the more you're under center, the more you can hard sell that play action where you actually the quarterback turns his back to the defense. Now, the con to that is you're turning your back to the defense and you're taking your eyes off of where your routes are downfield. And so it can take a little bit longer to develop off of play action when you actually throw it. So there are pros and cons, but I am more on the pro side of leaning towards Ben Johnson. I like my quarterbacks under center. We're going to run hard play action that way, and I think the Bears are reaping the benefits of it. And shout out to Caleb for doing pretty good right now under center.
I think he's doing great under center. And I like also, when you talk about the run game, you mentioned this briefly there, I like seeing DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monungai having that full head of steam. When Caleb's under center, we've seen them running way harder than DeAndre Swift has never run harder in his career, in my opinion. He's hitting the holes hard right now. This is probably the best stretch we've seen of him since he's been a Bear, and maybe even better than he was doing on the Eagles.
And what Steven's talking about, when you're doing shotgun run, when you're at the handoff point, that running back hasn't really started moving forward yet. He's usually aligned to the side of the quarterback, so it's kind of like stop, pivot, grab the ball, then go. Whereas when you're running downhill, you're meeting the quarterback at the mesh point where the handoff is, and you're already moving forward, getting that momentum.
I thought Johns asked the question to Ben Johnson yesterday about the final run on 3rd and 10, and I thought that was something we did kind of miss on in the post-game show. That what an underrated moment in the game. Like I don't think any of us were really expecting that, and Jonah Jackson helped clear the way on that. And then to your gun run point, that brings me back to on the 15-play touchdown drive in the first half. It was 3rd and 4. Before they got to the goal line, and they ran gun run with Monungai.
Yeah.
And he completely laid out Metellus as he came through the middle. As I love Monungai, but in both those moments, Ben Johnson calling the run play on 3rd down, which is, I think, a tendency of his. He likes to call run plays on 3rd down to set up the 4th in inches to go for it.
I mean, I thought that was the best segment of the show right there. Carmen, I thought you were great.
I haven't used that one in a while.
Carm's protesting.
We got the quiet Carm sign up.
He's not going to end the show. So I will. Thank you to Steven and Greg and Carm and Baldy and Johns for his great stats. And you guys watching, most importantly, contributing in the chat, especially Guy Finley.
Yeah.
And Bo Chanton.
I told the guy Finley you love him from your account, Braggs.
You son of a bitch.
Hoge's at Hallis. Hoge is at Hallis tomorrow.
Hoge at Hallis.
Try to mute the other guy that'll be on the show with me tomorrow. No, I would never do that because I'm a class guy. This hat, by the way, it says R.I.P. Kevin. Kevin Kostelicki, our guy who passed away, and Naked Man across the street. They are honoring him this Sunday, 5 to 8 at Carol's Pub, and then all night long after that at the store. So come one, come all. I will plan on being there myself after.
Wait, it's at the Carol's Pub or it's at the store?
It's at Carol's Pub from 5 to 8, and then after that they're
they go
transitioning to the store
Gotcha.
for the all-night Saturday night. So after the Bears beat the Steelers, have a little post-game celebration for Kevin, the Bears, and everybody else at Carol's at 5, and then for those who have the stamina of a Greg Braggs, you can stay out till the cows come home, as they say somewhere, I think, still. So R.I.P. Kevin, thinking of you. And I like that we have a tribute hat to him, who was awesome to us and everybody here.
He was. Shout out to all our great diehards. Kevin was the best. That sounds like a great thing to do on Sunday. Oh, man, I almost died there again. Okay.
You're all right. You battled. You're great job today with the Caleb work. Gregory, you were fantastic as always. Steven, even though your short was
It was ruined.
pathetic. It's not. You're really actually the best person ever in the history of shorts. So I think you should do more because it's good for the show.
I'm worried about Greg because he has a weird look on his face, and the preview screen is hidden right now.
Well,
He's in live mode.
because we're in live mode. Because when we hit the end screen, when you're not in preview mode, it stalls.
Oh, I thought you had
So-
some
I'm
I'm
weird
having
thing.
issues with it either
I
way.
thought you were
I
gonna
think
have
if I go
some-
to preview mode,
That's
and
what I'm
reload
most
it,
scared of right
Yeah.
here is that I'm not going to end this show properly. So I'm looking at
that's
Steven with a sense of panic.
That's the
because
look he gives anyone.
We'll talk to you tomorrow,
Yeah.
1 o'clock. See you then.
Did it.
didn't work.